Hello, guys! Monday, one new week. Thank God we are alive, we are breathing. Today we continue Joseph's story. We continue from chapter 14. I will read the whole chapter first, and at the end, I would like to do some comments, okay? Let's get started. Where's my pen? Joseph interprets the prisoner's dreams. Sometime later, the king of Egypt's wine steward and his chief baker offended the king. He was angry with these two officials and put them in prison, in the house of the captain of the guard, in the same place where Joseph was being kept. They spent a long time in prison, and the captain assigned Joseph as their servant. One night there in prison, the wine steward and the chief baker each had a dream, and the dreams had different meanings. When Joseph came to them in the morning, he saw that they were upset. He asked them, "Why do you look so worried today?" They answered, "Each of us had a dream, and there is no one here to explain what the dreams mean." "It is God who gives the ability to interpret dreams," Joseph said. "Tell me your dreams." So the wine steward said, "In my dream there was a grapevine in front of me, with two branches of it. As soon as the leaves came out, the blossoms appeared, and the grapes ripened. It was holding the king's cup. I was holding the king's cup. So I took the grapes and squeezed them into the cup and gave it to him." Joseph said, "This is what it means. The 3 branches are 3 days. In 3 days, the king will release you, pardon you, and restore you to your position. You will give him his cup as you did before when you were his wine steward. But please remember me when everything is going well for you. And please be kind enough to mention me to the king and help me get out of this prison. After all, I was kidnapped from the land of the Hebrews, and even here in Egypt, I didn't do anything to deserve being put in prison." When the chief baker saw that the interpretation of the wine steward's dream was favorable, he said to Joseph, "I had a dream too. I was carrying 3 bread baskets on my head. In the top basket there were all kinds of baked goods for the king, and the birds were eating them." Joseph answered, "This is what it means. The 3 baskets are 3 days. In 3 days the king will release you and have your head cut off. Then he will hang your body on a pole, and the birds will eat your flesh." On his birthday, 3 days later, the king gave a banquet for all his officials. He released his wife steward and his chief baker, and brought them before his officials. He restored the wine steward to his former position, but he executed the chief baker. It all happened just as Joseph had said. But the wine steward never gave Joseph another thought. He forgot all about him. Yeah. Okay, what I would like to say is regarding the verse 8, when the servants were in prison and they had dreams, and Joseph realized that they were upset and asked what was going on. And one of they said, "Each of us had a dream, and there is no one here to explain what the dreams mean." Why did they mention that no one could explain? Because in that epoch, the Egyptians, they had this custom of interpreting dreams, and they did like a document, like a study of different dreams, and what would be their meanings. So there was a document. This I saw in a Bible of study. This is a Bible in Portuguese, but I'm letting you know what it says. There was this document in which was in which there were different models of dreams and their interpretations, good or bad. So they had this idea that someone could bring an interpretation, tell what that meant, and they waited something like that, but didn't happen, and they got upset because maybe, or for sure, these two dreams they had were not in the document the Egyptians had. And Joseph said to them, "It is God who gives the ability to interpret dreams. There's no method that could explain a dream like literally what it means if the interpretation doesn't come from God, you know." This has a straight relation to the verse 23 when it says, "But the wine steward never gave Joseph another thought. He forgot all about it." These are two different things, but they are related because everything comes from God. I see that sometimes God doesn't allow a person who we helped to remember of us, so we can understand that only God can do something for us. Not man, not anyone in flesh can do anything for us in favor of us if it is not directed by God. I would like to read for you this verse in hold on a second, please. In Philippians 2, verse 13, it says, "Because God is always at work in you to make you willing and able to obey His own purpose." So God has His purpose. He has His plans for His sons and daughters. And the wish, God has a dream for you. God has a plan for your life. He wants you to realize things here in earth. But the willing you will have to do those things comes from Him, comes from God, you know? This is so amazing because we are so poor in our nature. We are so empty that we wouldn't be able to feel like I want to do this. These wishes comes from our Father. He puts in our heart the willing of doing what He has planned for us, you know? So for today, that's it, and I would like to suggest you to have it as a topic for your prayers. Like, ask God to have your wishes aligned with His. So His ways will lead you, will take you to the correct place. And when we are aligned with God's wishes, with God's plans, we are happy. Yeah, God has nothing else than happiness for us. He wants us to live a good life. Remember, always remember, I always like to tell it to myself and to the people I know. Jesus, He paid with His blood He died, he suffered, he paid with his life the good that we can enjoy now, today, and this relationship we can have with God. So enjoy it, like take advantage, because it was paid and done, and it is already paid, already done, solved for you to have a good life. So ask this God, ask this Father of us to align your wishes to his, so your life will be good, will be beautiful, will be happy, full of full of love, of peace, you know. Okay, that's it for today. I hope your week will be very blessed. um, that's it. See you tomorrow.